Welcome, welcome, welcome. Drink Less, Feel Fresh family. Tommy Cartwright here, accompanied by the incredibly talented Nat Hodges. How are you, Nat?
Good man, how are you?
Good,
Drink
mate.
Less Feel
Good.
Fresh Family. I like that. I like that intro.
The Feel Fresh family, listeners, viewers
Feel
on
Fresh Family.
podcasts. We are a family. Whether you're watching these Monday morning Feel Fresh podcast series as you're driving along in your car, or you're in our 30-day detox challenge, or in one of our more advanced evolved programs, we are one big family.
You are part of the most dysfunctional family going. Let's do it.
Yes, perfect. Hey, listeners and viewers, we have a very exciting call today because it's one of the most common questions that I personally get asked when someone reaches out and says, "Tom, I'm thinking about doing one of your 30-day detox challenges, or I was thinking about doing one of your programs," and we hear, "But I don't know if it's the best time to do it." And that
Timing.
and that links into one of the most common questions that I get asked, which is, "Tom, when's the best time to change your relationship with alcohol?" And I just wanted to dive in this one pretty short, sharp, and straight down the line. So I'll answer the question pretty clearly, as opposed to making anybody jump through rabbit holes to get there. The best time to change your relationship with alcohol is when you think it's the worst time to change your relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, nice.
That is it at the end of the day. And I'm going to get Nat to share a little bit of psychology on the matter. But for now, we just need to realize that whenever you're thinking it's the worst time to change your relationship with alcohol is the number one reason why it is the best time to change your relationship with alcohol. Now, this changes traditional approaches to alcohol reduction, which a lot of
Yeah.
places try to make it comfortable for you. It's like, oh,
Ooh.
well, you know what? Let's make it easy. Let's do alcohol reduction in the winter because you're not socializing as much. Or let's get you into a rehabilitation clinic because all the stars have kind of aligned and we'll make it easier and easier for you. But the thing is,
That's crazy.
whenever you feel like you can't change your relationship with alcohol, is the number one reason and decision for you to do it. Now, Nat, my question for you is why is it so much more beneficial? Maybe a little bit harder. Maybe may have to start when you've got a wedding coming up, or it's your birthday month, or it's the Melbourne Cup races
Yes.
day, and all of these reasons why people want to drink it. Pretty much, there's a reason every month of the year these days, including Christmas and New Year's and birthdays and engagements and weddings, etc., etc. But Nat, I'd love to
Yeah.
know why is it so much more beneficial to learn to change your relationship with alcohol when the stakes are high, so to speak, when the
All right.
environment is against you?
Okay. First of all, it's. Can you hear me all right, Tommy?
Yep, good.
Good. Uh, we'll start like this. The reason why it's the best time to start when it feels like the pressure's high and it's a bit too much, it's because that's the moment in time when your world is telling you, hey, time to look at this. Because what tends to happen is this: when someone has even from a negative habit to an attachment or addiction, that takes the cake in life. Like that takes your time and attention. It steals your attention away. So what tends to happen over long scales of time is that you avoid little things in life. Little things go missing. Little things drop off the wagon, and they stack up to a point where it's like ultimate overwhelm because it feels like, nah, there's too much things on, there's too much things happening internally, there's too many things happening externally. There's no way I can stop this now. When what's actually happening is life has got so complex, life has squeezed you into a corner because of this habit.
Mm.
That
When
makes
you were
sense?
talk, yeah, for sure. When you were talking there, kind of some dots just aligned. So it's almost like we'll paint a picture for our listeners and viewers because so many people can relate to this. We repeat a behavior that causes pain. It could be, waking up feeling hungover or saying a couple of things that we shouldn't have said the night before, or just annoyed that we broke the promise to ourselves that we were only going to have one drink and we had seven, or we weren't going
Yeah.
to have a beverage and we had three, whatever it might be. And then we get the lesson and the learning of, you know what, I'm going to sort this out. I'm not going to keep this behavior pattern going. Excuse me. And then we kind of think, oh, hang on a second. I do have my good friend's birthday this month, and I've already committed to going, or I've got the Melbourne Cup coming up, or I've got a corporate function that I'm hosting, and I should probably be the
Yeah.
one having a glass of champagne with everyone, or whatever it might be. And I think a lot of people, from what you were saying, that it sounds like a lot of people look at that and go, well, hang on a second. I should probably just continue having a couple of drinks to look after that event.
Yeah.
Excuse me, as opposed to realizing that if their psychology is connecting the dots of this is an issue here, it's something to be
Yep.
addressed as opposed to push away.
Well, exactly right. The reason I know that is because my primary my primary sticking point in life, everyone here, it's cannabis. It's medical cannabis. That's my thing. I've got to always keep an eye on it. And when I've lost track, it's when I've got lazy and I start to drop little things. And then an event happens. Like, I know and I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely bring it along there because I definitely need it. And when I look at it, it's like the only reason I definitely need it is because I've got so many things going on that I'm not on top of that I should be on top of. That it just feels like it closes me in. And the honest feeling is there's no way. And as soon as you're getting that experience, there's no way I can't. That it's the time you have to. You got to. When I get myself in a place of like, oh, there's no way I can't. I take myself away and have a good hard conversation with myself, and stop everything for 2 weeks just to reset, because that's the moment I know because really it's about freedom, Tommy. It's and everyone listening, this is about freedom. Anything habitual, especially substance, will steal your freedom. Life complexifies in such a way that you feel you can't progress in life or be the person you want to be as free as possible. That's when you know that I can't make this decision because I'm not free. And it's always down to that question. When you feel you can't make a choice in life of what you want to choose, how you want to choose it, then you don't feel free. And at that point where people go, my life is too complex, I can't do it, I've got too many things on, is the exact moment you feel you're not free.
Yeah, so we could wrap it up pretty easily by saying the minute you are aware that you need a beverage as opposed to want to have one, that's exactly when you need it.
You're not free.
Change your relationship with alcohol. Yeah, that's it. People say it all the time. Well, how do I know if I need one or I want one? Very rarely somebody wants one. And when someone wants one, they generally don't experience dysfunctional, repetitive behaviors that cause them pain.
And they'll be satisfied, and they'll have a satisfaction with it.
Yeah, well said. If you want one, you'll be satisfied with it. There won't be any guilt, pain, remorse. There won't be second guessing. So, Nat, I probably want to leave it there. I invite everybody to sit in their car or listen to this podcast or watching this YouTube
short
series.
and sharp, Tommy.
Or even listening live right now, just to sit and ponder. If you're sitting there waiting for the right time, if you're sitting there thinking, well, you know, I am doing this, but I'm just going to get past this wedding first. And then after that month, you get invited to a corporate lunch and you think, oh no, these people all know me for being a big drinker in the past. If you're having those experiences, we're just going to let you know that the best time to change your relationship with alcohol is when you think it is the worst time to change your relationship with alcohol. And if any of you are doubting that at all, thinking it's going to be tough, I'll just let you know this. The last way to look at it is do the hard thing first and everything else will come easy, as opposed to, you know, trying to make it easy for you. It's not going to be easy. Just do the hard thing first and everything else will fall into place. That's why our biggest 30-day detox challenges are over the December, January period, because we teach people if you can change your relationship with alcohol during a time, especially in the Australian drinking culture, when everybody's drinking and there's a high alcohol intake almost globally for countries that consume a high alcohol intake, if you can learn to change your relationship with alcohol during a time like that, the rest of the year will fall into place easily. So we want to leave you with that. As always, if you have any questions, thoughts, feedback, send an email through to info@drinklessfeelfresh.com. Looking forward to hearing from you. At the end of the day,
Tommy, question. I have one more question.
Yeah, for sure.
For you. If let's say you got someone sitting there, right, and they're hearing this, they're realizing this, they could be in that space. What's the kind of, do you have a strategy, a tool, something to click? Because there's always a hump. How do you get people to click over the hump and go, okay, yeah, no, I got to commit?
Yeah, gotcha. Good question. For those of you that didn't hear, just because Nat's reception there, he was asking what if you're sitting there, excuse me, if you're sitting there and you're thinking, yeah, geez, okay, I need to make a change. I need to commit to something. My honest answer, it's not the sexy one that everyone wants to hear. If you're sitting there right now, wanting to make a decision, just pull your car over, open up your phone, type into Google, how to start an alcohol detox journey, or www.drinklessfeelfresh.com, and you'll be looked after. Everybody wants to ask me all the time, what's the thing? What's the question? And I always say, if you don't have a support network, it's just so hard. Like after I answer that question, how many other questions are there? You know, and how many other questions are there?
Good point.
So, you know what I mean? It's like, what do I do today to start? And if you take the action to find the support network or the community, and there's some great ones out there, yes, we're the best and you'll love it, but
Yeah, we
there's
are the
many
best.
other
We are the
there's many
best.
other options as well. Either just head to drinklessfeelfresh.com, or to answer it really down the line, just send me an email. Sorry, I'll say that again. info@drinklessfeelfresh.com. Just send an email and say, hey, I'm keen to start. What do you recommend? And I'll give you some
What's the go?
recommendations.
Nice.
Yeah. Trust you love this short, sharp episode of the Mondays Feel Fresh AF podcast series and recording. Whether you're watching it, listening to this on Spotify or watching on YouTube, you can show up to these live every Monday, 8 a.m. with Nat Hodges and I. Here's
Sorry,
to
Tommy. Sorry,
fresh.
it's just one more thing before we go. This is such a pertinent topic because it's just so like I know when I'm having this experience. Oh no, I can't. No, I've got to pack it. I've got to bring it there. I've got to. What about this event here? When I know I'm there, I'm in that place. I've just learned over the years now. Go have a rest, son. Go have a breather. You can't control this anymore. Get out of here. Like you need to go reset. I just have so many clients, especially in the Drink Less Feel Fresh community, that it's like it's up here. Everything is too much. That's the perfect time to go. Call it.
Yeah, mate, 100% agree. We don't know. We don't want to go into another podcast episode. We might do this next week, but we don't understand how much, especially in the Australian drinking culture, we have found it hard to walk away from difficult situations. We have this weird culture where everyone just leans into dysfunction in a real, discomfort in a real dysfunctional way. And that's why there's such an overconsumption of drugs and alcohol, because people aren't comfortable, but there's this weird camaraderie of like, yeah, but you can be comfortable with a couple of drinks. Underneath, no one's really comfortable. No one's wanting comfortable to speak to their work colleagues about certain stuff on a 9 p.m. when they really would rather be at home with their kids.
It's just a holding pattern. It's just a holding pattern.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That is it. And I say it again from what you've just shared there, right then and there. When you think it is the most difficult time to change your relationship with alcohol, is the best time to do so. Either find a support network, walk out of your work meeting, a boozy lunch. If you're at an engagement party, we teach this to so many people, and you're halfway through and you think, oh, I'm starting to get really itchy for a beverage, and I know if I have one, I'm going to have 16. I've got an event tomorrow. That just get out of there and get up and go.
You got to be radical. You got to be radical sometimes.
You have to be. You have to be prepared to radical. If you're not, radical's just a term Nat and I use to. Nat and I use the term radical because it's a way you can describe someone's behavior who challenges the status quo. That's all it is.
Of their own behavior.
There we go. That's it.
It's radical for you.
Yes, exactly. Radical meaning, but whenever I used to come to an event, I would get completely sloshed. Oh, it's radical that he left after or she left after 2 beverages.
Yeah.
Sit with that, team. We are coming up to, what are we? Oh my God, we're halfway through the year. We are getting closer and closer to what some people call the silly season. And it actually has a name to it called the silly season. And I personally believe that name is completely derived from copious amounts of alcohol consumption. It's the silly season. It's where people do silly things whilst intoxicated. It's funny and disgusting that's even a term for people nationally. So sit with that. And if you're thinking, okay, this is really landing, I've got to make this happen. Don't wait until the silly season to make some change.
Get on now.
Get on the train, jump onto the next 30-day detox challenge. And by the time the silly season comes around, you will be firing on all cylinders and you'll love it. And you'll experience a Christmas and New Year's Eve that you do not feel regretful or shameful of. Big love, team. Here's the drinking lesson, feeling fresh. Thanks, Natty Hodges. Thanks, everyone. Have an incredible day and night. We'll see you at the same time, same place next week.
There you go.